At the end of the last video, something went violently wrong with the X5's drivetrain, and I got stranded on the side of this mountain. This is my manual BMW X5, and this is my mate's Lincoln limo. We're turning these vehicles into off-road nightmares for a desert rally taking place in Morocco later this year. I got this X5 super cheap, but it did come with a few issues. It doesn't really have any power below 2,500 revs. To remedy that, I fitted a new hybrid turbo and all new vacuum lines. And then I took it for a blast off-road in the Spanish wilderness and quickly realised the four-wheel drive system does not function. I was stuck in this little ditch for over an hour. So I stuck a new transfer case in the car, but I was unable to code it. And this left me continually skidding out of control in public. And as you can imagine, that was extremely embarrassing. So this is where I am now, stuck on the side of a mountain with no drive. What on earth is wrong with this car now? This is my driveway, the first bit. I was coming up here a couple of days ago. Very steep, no problems. Go up the second bit, even steeper. Get halfway and then bah! Metal on metal. And I was like, oh Lord. As the gearbox exploded, has my clutch gone pop? It's a fairly new clutch and I just put a transfer case on the back of the bloody gearbox. I hope I don't have to change any of that shit because it's very expensive. So I'm under the car at the rear axle and I've put it into neutral. I'm going to point you at this right rear drive shaft. If I spin the prop with my hand, you can see the drive shaft's turning but the wheel's not. And the reason for that is catastrophically broken out of the hub. Oh, hello mate. Beautiful. So getting the drive shaft loose was actually really easy. It's probably been out before, but I can't actually get it free. It's wedged between all the suspension components. I'm not sure that's supposed to come out. Oh my God. Easy peasy. In reality, this took me under 30 minutes to get loose. To get it out of the suspension, I don't know how many hours I've been here and I'm going mad in this wind. Oh Lord! When you're taking off an exhaust, make sure you position your face directly under it to increase the risk of knocking all your front teeth out. Where's that bloody bolt gone now then? And this is why you don't want to be doing mechanics in the wilderness on the edge of a cliff. Now that exhaust is down there, there's a lot more room to play with. Get in there, son! You bloody bastard. Oh my God, I'm so broken. I just realised it doesn't fit after so many days being stranded on this bloody mountainside. Obviously, I've got a house up there with food and water, but I have literally been stranded just to find out after hours and hours of toiling with this for days on end. The hub on the new one doesn't match the old one. Look, these are the retaining spaces. This is off the new one. Light, no light. And that leaves me stranded for a few more days until a new drive shaft arrives. I'm also going to put a lifting spacer on when I redo it. Then I'm going to drive up to my garage, do the other side, then put lifting spacers on the front of the car, drive it over to Gwillim's. We're going to try and get the all-terrain tyres on, squeeze them into that standard wheel arch, with the help of some wheel spacers, and see where we're at that point. And also, obviously, I need to try and give some attention to the transfer box because we need four-wheel drive. We can't keep ragging it around like a fool in rear-wheel drive. So, see you soon. When the new drive shaft arrived, I fitted it, and it got me pondering, why aren't all drive shafts the same for X5s? I cross-referenced this number on the side of the differential and made a horrific discovery. This differential is a 373 gear ratio, and it's the one off the automatic. The manuals are supposed to have a 323 gear ratio, so it looks like someone's had a problem with the rear diff and replaced it for the wrong unit. Fortunately, I found this absolute bad man that was willing to sell me the right unit for €400. So while I waited for that absolute lump to arrive in the post, I took the lifting spacers over to Gwillim's workshop to try and get them pressed into the springs.
Colin, fuck off, mate. Go on.
If anyone's watching and you're thinking of buying Rising tuning spacers, don't. It's an absolutely trash company. Get them off AliExpress for €50.
Yeah, the ones in my E46 work fine. Thing is, they were made in the same bloody place anyway. It's just the other companies put massive price on top of them. No way, price ain't gonna work.
The spacers were not the right ones for the car. I don't know what they sent me, but this left us with no choice but to start cutting the spring. Only slightly, but not usually something you do to lift a car. Once a little bit was cut off the spring, Gwilym chamfered the edge with a flappy disc and greased it up, ready to stick it in.
It's like, I think it's gonna get, oh there we go.
Is it in? No way. After that, I returned to the mountainside and got to removing this rear differential. I haven't even undone that one with a spanner. It is finger tight. I can undo it with my bloody hand. You are a rotten old sod, aren't you? There we go. Come on, lad. Ah! This bolt's a bloody nightmare. I've been dreaming about this for months. Looks a little bit like I'm tightening the bolt there. That might have been the problem. Ah, finally. Ah, yes. Sometimes you have to put the tools down, take a step back and just appreciate the beauty and serenity of where you live. And then Gwilym arrived. He'd kindly come over to help me fit this new rear differential. So firstly we got to delicately removing the old one. Move a little bit further. Just tease it out gently. There you go. It's out. Is that out? Yeah, okay. Remove Okay. So this is the old differential that came out and it's 373 gear ratio. It's off probably an X3 or an X5 automatic, seeing as the prop shaft hubs were completely wrong for this car. And then this is the new one, which is a 323 gear ratio for the manual, rare as hen's teeth. That's it, like that, and then there's fucking screwdrivers to go through the hole. It's heavy, isn't it? I wish I could lift it with you. I can't move my arm at all. Let me try and take some pressure off you. That's it, go on, that's it. Careful it doesn't fall off the jack. Can you see how close it is coming off the jack? It's completely off. While this isn't the most difficult job in the world if you're on a flat surface in a workshop, it is very difficult when you're on a gradient with gravel in your back, the jack's not straight and you can't line up the holes. But we got it to a pretty good point and Gwilym left me to get all the bolts tightened up. It's the next day and I've just finished bolting in the differential and the prop shaft, and boy did that take a long time to line up the bolts on this uneven surface. The whole job was just awful. The differential in this situation, in this dark, damp, gravelly side of a mountain, oh man, so difficult. Could have never done it without you, Gwilym. In fact, he did it for me, so thanks mate, really appreciate it. To finish this job, I just need to fit this other drive shaft on the rear left and put in this spacer, and Gwilym's been kind enough to lend me a couple of tools and a spare jack, so let's hope this goes smoothly and I can round off my Sunday with a success finally and get this car up that hill. Honestly, I've got to get me one of these. I slid the drive shaft in place and put the new nut on. Now I've got to go and modify the spring to get this spacer to fit. It's a pretty difficult job, wasn't it? Yeah. I didn't quite finish the job on Sunday, so I had to finish it off early on Monday morning. It really is quite difficult to put the suspension together with this spacer in place. This bit is so hard to put on. I've ground the little edge just so I can slide it up in. I did find this really, really difficult. I literally have to step on the crowbar on one side, push up with this hand, use the hammer. My other hand. That is so difficult. So once I got over the hard bits, the rest of it was pretty easy, and then I bolted on the exhaust and got to changing the oil on the diff. Alright, everything's been buttoned up, drive shafts on, exhaust on. Only step left is to put oil in this differential, and I'm putting in the premium liquid moly. Best of the best. Sponsor me. Get in there, son. Okay, it's coming out. That was about 1.75 litres. And we're done. Whoa-hey! Here goes. Yes! Come on! Boy, hey! I'm home! Get in there, son! So I'm finally back at my workshop at my house, and I'm so happy to be here. I've got all of these to fit to the front suspension on both sides, and the spacer at the top of the strut. And I've got 2 new drive shafts. And the reason for that, when I made the awful discovery that the rear differential was incorrect, obviously I checked the front as well. And I'd overlooked all this time that neither drive shaft at the front was connected to the hub. Obviously, if the drive shafts aren't connected to the front wheels, they're not going to spin. You're not going to have 4-wheel drive. But in a way, I got lucky, because if they had been connected and I tried to run 2 different differential gear ratios, it would have destroyed that brand new refurbished transfer box that I put in the car. Let's hope the front differential is correct and everything goes smoothly. If only you knew what's in store for you over the next few weeks. Anyway, I got to removing the suspension bolt so I could get this front shock out. Bear in mind, if you're doing this on your own, you probably should put some support underneath so it comes out in a controlled manner and not like you're about to see. Oh, baby! Oh, yeah! Some really weird noises coming out of this sucker. Also, lesson learned here, don't hit the end of bolts with a big hammer. Buy a punch and hit the middle of the bolt so you don't smash up the thread. Oh, sugar! Oh, Lord! Oh, me oh my! This is the broken drive shaft. Just fell apart when that all came out. Completely busted on both sides. So I've got a few issues which are going to really slow me down here. In fact, I'm going to have to wait until Monday to get some more tools. This drive shaft is stuck in the hub. I've hit it so many times with a hammer, it's unhealthy. And my other big blocker is that these Torx bolts that hold on the ball joints are so tight. I've got this one off, just about. This one, I've foolishly now rounded it because I tried for so long with the wrong tool. Okay, this is the right Torx bit, but you really want it on a ratchet. Next up, I disassembled the shock so I could put in the new lengthened bolts that came with the lift kit. The next big challenge to overcome is that I thought I'd compressed the springs enough, and unfortunately when I took that top nut off, the thread sunk in below this cup. The easy solution here is I've just got to go and buy an impact gun, one with a lot of torque, and that's going to make my life a lot easier because using a ratchet for something like this is just, it's all over the place. We've called in reinforcements, and things are about to get very nasty. Very quickly. Whoa, Lord! Oh, good grief! Whoa! Whoa! Oh my goodness! Yes! Come on, son! Ha ha! Get in there, boy. These were the bolts that came with this bullshit kit, and there's nothing to stop them spinning in this hub. The original bolts have this little spline on the bottom, which fits perfectly into a matching hole and allows them not to spin. Great. So I cut some grooves in here with the intention of like holding it with a screwdriver, but it just looks shit. I don't really want that sticking out the engine bay. So I bought some lovely new high tensile bolts of the same size, and I'm gonna glue them in place. I'm not really happy about having to do this considering the kit costs a lot of money. I've asked for a refund from Rising Tuning, but they're ignoring me. So whatever, I need to get this done. So I'm just gonna go ahead and try it out. All this fucking sawdust everywhere. Again, bloody rats, mate. Ah, it's finally out. That took hours. This is what I ended up using. Massive drill that I've used for breaking concrete before, but actually nothing else would touch it. As soon as I got that on that little edge, it just popped it straight off. This thing can get you out of tricky spots. Ah, fucking hell, lad. Come on, boy. Yes! Look at the rust on that. That's the rustiest bit on the whole car. And that's everything back together nicely. The lift kit's installed, the extended braided brake line, all new suspension components and bushings, and brand new drive shafts. Doesn't it look beautiful? Now back over to Gwillem's workshop to fit these all-terrain tyres, and it's my first time using a tyre machine, and it's a little bit tricky. Alright, we're out on the open road and these big tyres are fine, they don't rub. Even manoeuvring in a car park, forward and back, so that's a big win. But since putting on the 3-2-3 gear ratio rear differential and these big tyres, the car is so slow, so bad first, second gear, and you just have to really rev it constantly, which is not what I want. So finally, I'm going to get a remap, and I'm really hoping that my mate Luke, not me, another Luke, can get this thing sorted out, because he just got the same car, he's done nothing to it, and he says it's running really nicely, proper quick. And this is the beautiful place that Luke lives. Not your average place for a remap, is it?
It's not right.
Right, we're in Luke's X5 with the Stage 1 Plus remap. This is what it's supposed to be like. Oh my God! Whoa! Jesus, Luke! There's an old man, there's an old man, there's an old man! Oh my goodness, no, he's not old. He's a man though. Fucking hell. Oh. Man, this is torture at this point. Obviously the remap didn't go well. I've got serious problems with power, maybe a vacuum leak. I'm gonna figure that out later because I've got a much bigger problem on my hand. I diagnosed that the new actuator on the transfer case wasn't getting any power, so for the hell of it, I put the original back on. It was the first job I ever did on the car a few months ago. And it got power immediately. It wouldn't calibrate the transfer case, but it had no errors. So I took it for a drive. The whole drivetrain locked up, seized, and made a huge crashing bang! Its front differential is broken. The pinion gears popped out, or something worse. Maybe it's just a box of metal cereal. I fully expected this to be the end of the video. I can't end it here. I should be driving a 300 horsepower, 4-wheel drive X5 through some beautiful scenery with some drone shots, but instead, I'm here. Who cares? The video is going to be 5 minutes longer. I've got to fix this. I've got to get to the bottom of this, and I'm going to start now by taking this front diff off. Come on. I've just drained the brand new oil that was in there, and look at all this that came out. It's going to be mashed up in there, isn't it? It's out, and wow, took a lot of effort. I had to drop the whole subframe. Exactly what I didn't really want to hear, but kind of expected it after those metal shavings. So let's crack this open and see what's going on. Come on, be lucky. Acting like I know what it looks like in here anyway. Oh, good grief. Oh, wow, 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 wow. That is a big bowl of metal cornflakes. Okay, these two gears look okay. That's come out, look at that, absolutely battered. Look at the damage on those teeth. Trash. I don't think this box can be fixed. So I'm back, and it's been about 2 weeks since I've been trying to find the 323 differential, and they just don't exist. I found one in Slovakia, and the guy doesn't want to sell to me because he doesn't know how to post anything. I don't really understand that. If you can take a car apart, why do you not know how to post? I can't drive there either. It's about 48 hours drive, so I don't fancy that. I've got a few things on. I didn't know what to do because the only other option was buying one brand new for 2,800 euros. And then Gwilym had a look on Wallapop, and he found a guy that was breaking an X5. And the guy said it was a manual. He had no confirmation in terms of like paperwork or like a picture of the gear stick. He couldn't provide that because apparently he'd already taken the car apart. He showed me a picture of the gearbox laying on the floor next to the front differential. And I thought, okay, that's enough, right? The gearbox from the manual and the automatic look completely different, right? So I paid him 200 euros and I said, I'm gonna get a courier to pick it up. He said, I don't understand how that works. Same thing with the other guy, doesn't understand how post works. I don't understand how can you take a car apart and put it back together, but you don't understand how post works. Eventually, I've got the differential, and when the differential arrived, he literally just put it in a giant cardboard box that's like way too big for it. And it was just rattling around, and obviously it was just disintegrated like that. I mean, what is wrong with people? I just don't understand how you don't understand how post works. I got the differential inside, put it on the worktop, cleaned the label, and you couldn't read the letters properly. You could read the 3, the dot, and then the 3 at the end, which could be a 6, but we know it's a 3. And then that really important number in the middle, 7 or 2.
Me and my mate Josh couldn't decide which number it was, so we put it on the kitchen island and did a hard test. This involved putting a mark on the prop output and the driveshaft output,
2.
and then spinning the prop and seeing how many times the driveshaft spins.
And this is where it gets tight, okay? 3. Yeah, sold me a dud. It's 373.
So as you can imagine, I was pretty disappointed, but I had to decide to just move on with this diff because it's in perfect condition, and the rear diff that I originally took off the car can go back on because that's also in perfect condition, leaving me with a matching set of 373s.
I'm gonna go ahead and bolt the differential in there, and then with the help of a mate, gonna bench press this subframe and engine mount back into place. This is the aluminium block that the differential bolts into. You can see the 4 bolt holes there. These are the 4 bolts, 3 like medium length and then 1 long one that goes in this upper right one from where I'm sitting. That didn't take too long, but it was super uncomfortable and impossible to film. There's not a lot of room to work with. I'm just hand tightening the bolts, suitably paranoid that I don't want to thread the aluminium block. Hola! So this little face here is my big strong friend Josh, and he's just bench pressing the subframe back into place for me very kindly. So we're trying to line up this hole up here, Josh.
This one here, yeah?
Yes. Yes, I'm gonna go for this one though. Okay, me and Josh got the front subframe on, and that is an absolute pig of a job. It took about 2 hours. It wasn't comfortable, it wasn't fun. How was it for you, Josh? So before I put this 373 on the back, I want to make sure doubly sure that it's definitely 373 and not 323. So we're going to go do a test. It's only going to spin one of the wheels just because of the way the diff works. So the other one's chopped, so only this one's going to spin. So it has to be based on 2 full rotations of this, how many times the prop shaft spins. So it's either going to spin about 3.25 or 3.23 or 375. So Josh, let's go. He's counting it based on a little green mark underneath, and obviously I'm going off this little sticker here. So that's a
one.
That's one, is it?
Yep.
I got one.
2. That's 3. And then
This is where we gotta go careful because I'm approaching 2, so I'm gonna stop when I get to 2.
you stop when you get to 2 then.
There you go.
Well, that's like 3.75.
Time to get that old differential back on then. Joy.
I love mechanics. It truly is a beautiful hobby. Yeah. Where's that big fucking bolt? Where are you, son? Let's get the fucking nut on so it doesn't rip itself out.
Oh my goodness, this has gone together so easily. I've taken this differential out and put it the other one back in by myself in like half an hour. If anything, this arduous process has taught me a few things.
And then I just had to reinstall the other drive shafts again, and I did so with Chris and Josh, the shaved chimpanzees, drinking beer, jeering, giving me that motivation and that encouragement that I needed to get the job done late at night.
You better fucking drink that when you spit, lad. Bro, you're not even seeing the brothers. Don't just had a lick at it and she's like, oh no. Well, I like a bit of that. Tell him I've got a cheaper version of Tom Hardy. You got Mon Hardy here. You got Mon Hardy, right?
Oh shit, I'm tightening it.
This guy knows mechanics.
Alright, we're just leaving Gwilym's workshop and the 4-wheel drive system is now working and got like relatively good power, maybe 70%. There's more to work on in the next video. But we're gonna go and take it for a blast off-road and see how it performs.
70% power sounds good.
Well,
Feel relatively quick now.
it's alright as long as you're not trying to do a hill start
Right.
on a really steep cement driveway. So if you have one of them like I do,
Just don't stop halfway up it,
it can be a bit tricky. Yeah, exactly. You just got to rag it up everywhere you go. You just have to drive at full speed.
It certainly feels nice. Like clutch suspension, sucking up the bumps and the rocks nicely.
Where are we going? Left or
Straight.
right? I don't even know how to get out. Just straight on, yeah? Look at that graveyard of beautiful vehicles.
Nothing wrong with them.
Gwilym, have I told you I don't like scratching my car?
It's too fucking late for that.
Oh, a little bit of water, come on!
There's a little bit of gravel on that tarmac there, it's quite slippery. That's all your traction control cutting in there.
Really?
Yeah. Where's your ESP button? A DSC.
Turn it off then.
So once, and then hold it down.
Yeah. And then we're good, are we?
Right.
Sukasa, bro.
Let's see if it goes up this hill.
Alright, this is the big test. Getting back into Gwilym's land. It's easy on the way down, but it's a mud bath right now. We've had a lot of rain in Spain.
It won't go up if the 4-wheel drive's not working properly.
You pressed the DSC though, haven't you? And now that it's got the 4-wheel drive light. Oh my god!
Oh, careful, there's metal there. There's a metal post in that bit. Okay, let's see if it goes up there now. Oh, that no problem at all.
What the hell? It actually works.
That's just driving up without any even wheel spin or anything.
What the fuck have I done?
I've built a car that works.
Oh my god, it's fixed.
I've actually done something.
Oh my god.
Oh
right.
my god. Whoa, that's really impressive.
Time for a winch.
Nice one, mate. Let's go get some tacos.
So that was an absolutely surprising success. I did not expect the four-wheel drive system to work that well, so I'm going to stop worrying about that for the time being. We'll assess the power issue a little bit later in the next video. If you enjoyed this video and you'd like to see a little bit more, check out my first video on this car, and also join me in the next one when we'll be fitting this absolutely gigantic winch, welding an off-road bumper, and a few other modifications. So see you next time. Peace.